Hey guys, what's up? This is White Boy for the win, and today I have another Pokemon Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire team review for you guys today, and I am super excited to actually share this team with you guys. But before we actually get into that, I know I haven't uploaded another team review in quite some time. It's just that life happened and I really didn't have enough time to actually make another team and pretty much share it with you guys, so I do apologize about that. But nonetheless, like I was saying, I am very excited to actually share this team with you guys, considering that when I first started to get into VGC, one of the first teams I really wanted to make was a rain team, considering that I really wanted to use Mega Swampert, because Swampert was my favorite 3rd gen final evolution starter, and I knew I was going to have to make a team with it at some point. But when I found out its ability was Swift Swim, I was like, I have to have this in a VGC team because it works so well. So that's what I've done. But pretty much I actually started VGC I would say late last year, early this year at the same time. Now, I really couldn't make teams for shit, and I knew that I was going to have help with this team. Now, when I started to make this team, I knew that if I was going to use a Politoed, if it was going to be a Drizzle team, I knew I was going to have at least maybe 4 to 5 Pokemon that has Swift Swim, because my mind instantly thought, okay, it's a rain team, you need Pokemon with Swift Swim because you want to take control of the weather. But that wasn't the case. I literally just got destroyed and I scrapped the idea. I always came back every time I made a new team, just trying to make this team work, but it never seemed to work. So about a couple weeks ago, I actually tried it again, and this was the end result because I really do like how this team came out. Now, as you can tell from the team, we do have Mega Swampert, Politoed, Thundurus, Scrafty, Whimsicott, and Bisharp. So you guys already know the drill. I'm going to go over the team, and then after that I'm going to be showing you guys a battle that I have with this exact team, so stay tuned for that. So with that said, let's just get right into it. So obviously, like I said, Swampert is my favorite 3rd gen Hoenn Final Evolution starter, and I knew I was going to have to make a VGC or just a team of just whatever with Mega Swampert because I loved its design. So I decided to go with my Swift Swim user to be Swampert. Now, most of the time you would actually have Ludicolo or Kingdra, but I actually wanted to use Mega Swampert considering that its only weakness is grass, so that's a very good typing for this team as well. And I just wanted to give it a shot because I know that a lot of people say that Mega Swampert isn't the go-to Pokemon for a Swift Swim team, but I didn't really care. I wanted to use Mega Swampert. So obviously, for its ability and item, I had to give it the Swampert and obviously the Swift Swim ability, considering that is Mega Swampert's Mega ability, and also you need the Swampert to Mega Evolve Swampert. Now, for its EV spread, I went with my own EV spread. Obviously, it's kind of mostly the same standard, but I went with the max attack, adamant nature, 52 in HP, and 204 in speed. Now, I actually wanted to give some sort of little bit of a bulk to Swampert, so I gave 52 EVs into its HP and just 204 in speed, because I already calced it with 227 speed with the rain up, and pretty much what Swift Swim does is that it doubles your speed in the rain. I already calced it, so your speed will be around 454, so I would say around base 155 to base 160-ish is what your speed's going to be when the rain's up. So that is still going to be a very, very fast Pokemon, and it's still going to be doing heavy amounts of damage to your opponent. Now, for its speed, for its moves, I went with Protect, Ice Punch, Waterfall, and Earthquake. Now, this is pretty much a standard moveset for a Mega Swampert, but if you're going to be using Swampert for a singles team, you'll probably be running Rain Dance or Power Up Punch or Super Power, for example, for its last move. But this is the set I went with. I went with full offensive attack of Ice Punch, Waterfall, Earthquake, Ice Punch for coverage, Waterfall, and Earthquake because they are stab and Waterfall potential flinch. So this is the set I really do like. So with that, there is Mega Swampert. Honestly, there really isn't much I can go over with Swampert, considering this is pretty much mostly a standard set for a Mega Swampert. So with that, let's just move on to the next Pokemon, which is Politoed. Now, obviously, if you're going to be running a rain team, you need Politoed, considering that Politoed is the only Pokemon with the Drizzle ability besides Kyogre and Primal Kyogre, but you can't use those in VGC. So Politoed is pretty much a staple Pokemon for a rain team. Now, I am not a very big fan of Scarf Toad whatsoever, so I decided to go with a different approach for Politoed. Now, for its item, I went with the leftovers, considering that I'm already using a Citrus Berry on a different Pokemon on this team, so I had to use a different item. Now, I was thinking about giving the berry that weakens electric type moves or grass type moves, but I decided to go with the leftovers. That way I get a little bit of recovery each turn if I do get damage off on my Politoed. So I went with the leftovers. Drizzle ability, obviously it's a staple ability for Politoed considering if you are running a rain team, but for its EV spread I went with 252 in HP, 92 in physical defense with a bold nature, 64 in special attack, and 100 in special defense. Now I actually never really used a Politoed before, so I actually asked for a friend's help. So me and my friend actually came up with this EV spread, and I guarantee you that if you get an Intimidate off on a Mega Kangaskhan, Politoed will be able to live a double edge from a Mega Kangaskhan with Adamant Nature, max attack. Trust me, I actually lived it with like 4%. Now I don't know like the exact number of HP it'll have considering this was on Showdown where it happened. So all I know is that you will be able to live a double edge coming from a Mega Kangaskhan with this exact EV spread in nature. Now like I was saying, I'm not a big fan of Scarf Toad, so I kind of went with my own EV spread while also having help from a friend, and this is what we came up with. Now, when we EV spread this thing, we really didn't actually think of Mega Kangaskhan, because when I actually made this team, I just kept, sorry about that, I kept coming across a lot of Mega Kangaskhans. So when we EV spread this thing and gave it the nature, we really didn't know, like, what's the word I'm looking for? It'll survive, like, anything from a Mega Kangaskhan, but surprisingly it will survive a double edge from a Mega Kangaskhan with an Intimidate drop coming from your Intimidate Pokemon. And obviously, if you can tell from my team, we do have an Intimidator, but nonetheless, I love this EV spread. It's a bulky version of a Politoed rather than just a full out offensive special attacking Politoed with a timid nature, max special attack, max speed with the Scarf. Like I said, I'm not a big fan of Scarf, and this is the EV spread that we came up with. Now for its moves, we went with Protect, Rain Dance, Scald, and Ice Beam. Now the main reason why I didn't really like the Scarf Toad was because I'm running Rain Dance on this Politoed, and I know Rain Dance is a common move on a Scarf Toad. That way you can outspeed, like I would say, like Charizards or like what other Pokemon? Tyranitar has weather, and you can outspeed them if you want. But I wanted to actually have the advantage of using Protect, because like if I had the Scarf, I would actually be locked into Rain Dance if I actually had to use that move. Now it's different from like being Specs with like Helping Hand from the Sylveon, because with Politoed, if I'm left with just Politoed and like another Pokemon on my team, and I don't have another way to like actually get the rain up without being stuck on Rain Dance, I actually have leftovers and Protect. That way I can actually get the rain up and use other moves. So that's where I was actually going with this set as well. So like I was saying, we were running Protect, Rain Dance, Scald, and Ice Beam. Protect obviously because I'm not a fan of Scarf Toad, and I want to utilize its a Pokemon that has Protect, because with my team when I first made it, I only had like 2 Pokemon that had Protect, so I actually didn't really want to use Scarf Toad at the same time as well. Rain Dance, so then if Politoed and like for instance my Mega Swampert are the only 2 Pokemon I have left, Protect with my Mega Swampert and get off the Rain Dance hopefully, and have the Swift Swim utilized again. And Scald obviously because of stat and also the potential chance of burn. Now if looking at my team, I don't have another Pokemon besides Thundurus and maybe Whimsicott that actually has a status conditioning move. So I gave it Scald obviously because of stab and also the potential chance to burn, so then that way I can actually potentially burn my opponent. And I went with Scald obviously over Hydro Pump, because I actually went with Hydro Pump at first and I just kept missing, so I just put Scald on instead, and it also has more PP. And I went with Ice Beam obviously for coverage as well. It's pretty much a standard move to have on a Politoed. So with that, there is Politoed. So let's move on to the next Pokemon, which is Thundurus. Now this is the same Thundurus you've been seeing in pretty much a lot of my VGC teams. The Citrus Berry set with Calm Nature, 244 in HP, 108 in physical defense, 64 in special attack, 72 in special defense with the Calm Nature, and 20 in speed with the moves Taunt, Thunder Wave, Ice, Hidden Power Ice, and Thunderbolt. Now this, like I said, this is pretty much the exact exact same set you've been seeing in pretty much all my Thunderuses every time I actually use one on a team. Obviously I have 2 Prankster users, but I'll get to a second why we have Whimsicott on the team. But I love this set really much, and it actually works well in rain teams. So I actually have Thunderwave, obviously, pretty much like the standard set I've always said. That way I have another form of speed control, because if my Politoed down and I have Thundurus in the back, I could Prankster just Thunderwave my opponent's whole team. So that's the one thing I really do like about Thundurus as well, because it has the Prankster, and also I can just Thunderwave my opponent's whole team and utilize Mega Swampert's, I would say, speed as well. So this is pretty much, like I said, the standard Thundurus you've been seeing in pretty much all my teams every time I have a Thundurus. So there's nothing really much I can go over with that. So let's just move on to the next Pokemon, which is Scrafty. Now, I really wanted to use Scrafty a lot of times, and I just keep coming across Conkeldurr, because Conkeldurr is better than Scrafty, just because it doesn't have like the dark type characteristics and also be like weak to fighting. But I decided, you know what, I said fuck it, I want an Intimidate user. I didn't want to use Arcanine, considering that it is a fire type, and with my team being a rain team, fire type moves and pretty much fire type Pokemon are going to be weaker in the rain. So I went with the Scrafty because I really wanted to use it, and I went with the Assault Vest variant, and I also made this my own EV spread as well. Now obviously I wanted an Intimidator user as well, and I didn't really want to go with Landorus because I'm not really a fan of Landorus right now. Well, I'm not saying I'm a fan, it's just I'm just bored with it. I want to use different Pokemon, and Scrafty was the next Pokemon I wanted to use in a sense. So like I said, we are running the Assault Vest variant with the Intimidate ability, and we are running my own EV spread with 232 in HP, 140 in physical attack, 84 in physical defense with an impish nature, and 52 in special defense. Now, when I actually added Scrafty to the team, I was actually thinking about making like the same EV spread as the Suicunes that you always see, considering that they both have the same exact base defenses, a base 115, but I realized that I wanted to use the Assault Vest variant, so I kind of switched it up a little bit. Now I went with 232 in HP, that way I have pretty much some HP support, 140 in physical attack, because obviously it's a physical attacker to the most part, and I am running Fake Out, Drain Punch, Knockoff, and Rock Slide, and I want to utilize that. I have 84 in physical defense with an impish nature, considering that I am running Assault Vest, so it's not likely I have to run like a careful nature, and I shit you not, this thing can literally Drain Punch from what was it? A Conkeldurr, I believe. I can't remember what Pokemon it was, but I knew it had Drain Punch. Mostly it was probably Conkeldurr, considering that's pretty much the only Pokemon besides Scrafty off the top of my head that I remember that can pretty much use Drain Punch that everyone uses in VGC, so I can guarantee you that. I am running 52 in special defense with the Assault Vest. Now I EV'd its special defense to be pretty much a base 100 special defense, because that's what I was actually going with, and I shit you not when I say this. At first, I didn't know if this EV spread was going to be able to live like a Hyper Voice from like a Choice Spec Sylveon, or either from a Mega Gardevoir, and I actually came across a Mega Gardevoir, and I actually had Scrafty out. I decided to go YOLO and actually leave Scrafty in. They used Hyper Voice. I lived with 1 HP. Now, that was like the most shocking thing about this set, was that Scrafty can live a Hyper Voice, a stab Hyper Voice from a Mega Gardevoir. So I love this EV spread a lot. It can actually survive a Hyper Voices from a Gardevoir, or should I say a Mega Gardevoir, just that if you don't get a crit, because if you get a crit, you're pretty much just gone. So there's its EV spread. Now for its moves, we are running Fake Out, Drain Punch, Knockoff, and Rock Slide. Fake Out, considering that I am running the Assault Vest, I can't use Protect, so I went with Fake Out. Obviously Fake Out is a good move, but the sad thing about it is that Scrafty is somewhat slow, and it's not that I can get the Fake Out off most of the time, considering that when I come across a lot of teams, they always have a Pokemon faster than Scrafty, like Kangaskhan and some other Pokemon that get access to Fake Out and pretty much Fake Out my Scrafty because they know it's a big threat and try to take it out first turn. But regardless, depending on what your opponent actually sends out will depend if you can actually get the Fake Out off first. So that's why I went with Fake Out. Drain Punch knockoff because they're stab, and Drain Punch I can get some health back considering I am running the Assault Vest. Knockoff to get rid of my opponent's item, and Rock Slide over Ice Punch considering that I already am running Ice Beam, Hidden Power Ice, and also Ice Punch on my Mega Swampert, Politoed, and Thundurus. So it's not likely I need another Ice type move, and I needed a Rock type move as well to take care of Flying type Pokemon, especially what's it called? Talonflame, even though my opponent's most likely going to be going after the Scrafty with their Talonflame, but hey, you never know, depending on what they do, I can actually get off a Rock Slide and pretty much potentially knock them out, but Rock Slide is pretty much there for coverage, and also that it can actually attack both of my opponent's Pokemon. So with that, there is Scrafty's set. So I really love this set. If you actually want to try it out. I just really love this set. So let's move on to the next Pokemon, which is Whimsicott. Now, Whimsicott is technically only here for speed control purposes, because like I was saying with Thundurus, I actually have Thunder Wave, so then if my Politoed's gone, I could pretty much just Thunder Wave my opponent's whole team and utilize Mega Swampert's speed. But that's why I have Whimsicott, because technically Tailwind pretty much doubles your team's speed, and that's what pretty much Swift Swim does with the rain up. So like if I decide not to bring Politoed, or just I don't decide to bring Whimsicott, I actually have another form of speed control. So pretty much like I said, Whimsicott is only here for just speed control purposes, just to set up Tailwind, and also has Prankster, so I know I'm going to be going first because Whimsicott's speed is fucking sky high at base 116, so I know I'm going to be getting the Tailwind off no matter what. Helping Hand, now I actually did have Helping Hand and Rain Dance on my Politoed at first, but then I realized I needed another Pokemon with Protect, so I got rid of Helping Hand, put on Protect on Politoed, and put Helping Hand on Whimsicott. And also it is Prankster, and I believe Helping Hand is a priority move, so I know I'm going to be getting a Helping Hand off pretty much majority of the time, unless my opponent does go for like the taunt on my Whimsicott, so I am kind of screwed in that point. So if my opponent goes for the taunt, pretty much Whimsicott is useless, but I do have Dazzling Gleam as a pretty much a stab move and also a coverage move at the same time. I only have Dazzling Gleam pretty much just so that I can take care of like Dragon type Pokemon, Dark type Pokemon, because I know at least one, or how I say this, 2 out of every 3 teams, I would say, have a Dragon type Pokemon or a Pokemon that's weak to pretty much like Fairy type. I actually have Whimsicott in the back to pretty much take care of them, and the EV spread obviously and the nature is pretty much standard for a Whimsicott. Max speed, max special attack, 4 in HP with the timid nature. Like I said, I wanted to go with like a standard EV spread for the Whimsicott, and also a standard moveset for Whimsicott as well, because like I said, Whimsicott technically is only here for speed control purposes, to pretty much just set up Tailwind and obviously Focus Sash for its item, because it's pretty much a standard item to have on a Whimsicott. So with that, there is Whimsicott. So let's move on to the last Pokemon, which is Bisharp. Now, honestly, I needed another physical type attacker, and when I actually made this team at first, I had only 2 physical type attackers, and that was Mega Swampert and Scrafty. Now, I knew I needed another physical type attacker, so I got rid of a special attacker and put on Bisharp. Now, every time when I make a team, I always come back to having Bisharp on my team for a physical attacker, just because it's so good. Bisharp's one of those Pokemon, like I said about Suicune, it's just that I'm not sick of Bisharp. I really love what Bisharp does. I just love it, love it, love it. And since I already had the Focus Sash on Whimsicott, I went with the Life Orb on Bisharp, just so that I have a little bit more power, and also with the Defiant ability, because if you're running a Bisharp without the Defiant ability, you're pretty much, or you're running a useless Bisharp. Now, obviously, for its EV spread, max attack, max speed with 4 in HP with the Adamant Nature, pretty much a standard EV spread for a Bisharp, and same thing for its moves. Protect, Sucker Punch, Knockoff, and Iron Head, pretty much a standard set I always run with Bisharp. Now, depending on what I actually want on my team will depend on what item Bisharp gets. So, most of the time, you'll either get like Life Orb or Focus Sash, and that's pretty much it. So, with that, there is my Rain team. So, anyways, I'm actually going to stop talking here so you guys can go and watch a battle that I had with this exact team. Now, I do have to let you guys know I did pre-record that portion of the video a couple days ago, so I may have changed some stuff on the team before or after I'd done the video for like the battles. So if anything has changed, just so that you know that I changed it when I actually made the review part of the video, which you guys are watching now. So like I just said, I'm gonna stop talking right here so you guys can enjoy the battle that I had with this exact team. So like I said, enjoy the battle.
どれだけ baby 立ち上がれば my dream come true 問われる覚悟の強さ試されてるような everyday Hey let's go 言い訳で小さくまとまる気なくて Hey let's go 飛び出した世界は荒ぶるノール空振りの隙間に迫ってた現実カウンター容赦なく beat me hit me また倒れても一度立ち上がり前を見たものだけが最後に笑うのさ Only we are ぶつかってはるかってそれが僕たちの Hard Rock Days 平凡な毎日じゃ乾きやせないいつだって逃げないで風当たり強く生きてゆこうゴールまだ遠く進むべき道蹴散らして強がってそれが僕たちの Hard Rock Days 無難な選択そんなのあるわけないいつだって最高で後先なんて考えずに行こう願いを束ねて進むべき Hard Rock Days
Anyways guys, thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button, and also don't forget to comment and subscribe. Now there's a couple things I always neglect to mention in pretty much all of my videos, but for like the past couple of months I started to put like the previous episode of whatever series that I've uploaded or you guys are watching in the description box down below. So for instance, if you guys are watching my Y Mega Evolve series and you guys are watching Y Mega Evolve video episode like number 20, episode number 19 will be in the description box down below, just in case if you guys missed that previous episode, because I've been getting a couple of comments on my video saying, hey, can you put the previous episode to that series that you're uploading in the description box down below so I don't have to go searching through your channel. I know, I understand, I get it, because all the content creators I watch on YouTube, pretty much only the Pokemon like creators on YouTube do that with their videos, so I decided to start doing it, and I've been doing it for like the past couple of months, and I've always neglected to mention that. So for now on, if you guys are like watching my videos, just look in the description box down below and you'll see the previous episode to the last video I uploaded from that series. So for instance, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the previous team review video that I uploaded was my Mega Galay team, so you'll be seeing the Mega Galay team in the description box down below, so you guys can go and check that out if you guys are interested. But nonetheless, there's a couple things I wanted to say about this battle. Now, our opponent Savior Teddy that we faced off against for this team review battle, this is pretty much the only reason why you haven't been seeing a lot of content from me except for my Y Mega Evolve videos, considering that I'm a competitive player. I get it, and a lot of people are going to be using pretty much a lot of meta Pokemon in whatever tier you're playing, OU, UU, NU, RU, and especially VGC, which we're actually doing. Now in VGC, pretty much obviously there's a lot of pseudo legends that are allowed to, or not, semi-legendaries I would say, that are allowed in VGC, and from the team that my opponent's using, he has 4 semi-legendaries, a pseudo-legend, and also a mega. Now, I don't know about you guys, but to me that's kind of boring, and it's people like these people especially Savior Teddy, is what makes this game not fun for me anymore. Now I know it's a competitive aspect, so you want to have as much power as possible and you want to play to win. I understand that, but sometimes you just gotta have like some creativity. I mean, change up some of the Pokemon's EV spreads, moves, whatever the case may be. That's pretty much the only reason why you haven't been seeing a lot of Pokemon content from me, except for like my Y Mega Evolve series, considering that's not a competitive aspect to the channel. So that's the only reason, or the only thing I'm saying about why you haven't been seeing like a lot of team review videos, moveset videos, or anything Pokemon related except for my Y Mega Evolve series. So that's the only thing I pretty much wanted to touch up on. So like I said, thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button. Also, don't forget to comment and subscribe. Now, like I said, the previous team review video will be in the description box down below, just in case if you guys missed it and you guys want to check it out still. It will be in the description box down below. So like I was just saying, thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button. Also, don't forget to comment and subscribe. So this is White Boy for the win, and I'll catch you guys later.